Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Garden of Ethan. We're on episode 28. First of all, sorry if you get any major reflection in the glasses. It's one of those it's cold today. I'm having a quiet, cozy day at home. And really didn't want to get changed. And I know that is laziness. But you know when you get on one of those streaks, and we're here to have just we have a fun chat, we have a good time, and I know we all have those days. The past I'm gonna say 3 or 4, but that might be a bit, maybe past 2-3 days, I've just been. And I feel like this comes in waves for everyone. When you really enjoy doing nothing, a lot of the time, I'm getting videos done, getting editing done. I'm all in working space, and then it just hits you, and you're just like, you know what? I actually would love to do literally nothing, and that sounds like the best thing possible. I think it's a good thing to do every now and then. I think anyone that works 100% of the time, at 100% of the time, is going to burn themselves out. And I think, obviously, and this is no revolutionary ideology, rest is good for you, that's what it is. And I was like, oh, you know what, for these couple of days, I'm gonna kick back, because we've got a busy month coming up. And again, I say this sometimes, and I still don't really know the answer, but I don't know what sort of crossover, if you watch this or any of my other reactions, you watch both or it's just one or the other. So I don't know what crossovers we have there, but we've got a busy month of shows coming out. And it feels like I go through, for what I want to watch and consume, we have the great, when I put a poll up of what shows that we all want to watch together, they're usually things that aren't current, and we have those, but then we have a dry spell of no new shows, and it always makes me really sad when there's nothing new coming out to consume, and then everything always drops all at once, and it drives me nuts. I'm like, why can't it? Felt like the same way, in any sort of, probably office, I think in any space of work, whether that be, high school, university, any sort of, trade, office works, I feel like most things always come at once. It's the way that life happens. They never give you, we'll give you all this time for one thing and then have a nice break and all that. It's everything's kind of just work, and then there's extra all at once. So I think this month we've got a lot of stuff coming out, which is exciting. For me, it is also exciting, and it makes me excited to put new things out there and revisit new things, and you have all this fun stuff of because we're watching, which will be coming out. We've got I don't know what order they're in, but we've got The Boys season 4, House of the Dragon season 2, The Bear season 3, Umbrella Academy season 4, and the new Elden Ring DLC, which is a bit different than shows and reactions, but it's still another thing coming out. And I'm looking at that schedule thinking, okay, how the hell am I gonna get this all done? Because at least there's a couple of them that shouldn't be, I'm assuming House of the Dragon will be week to week. But I'm so excited to revisit all these shows, and it's really cool to think about, when you have people that either watch a lot of your content, or people who watch some of it, and some people can come back. It's just fun to think that anyone that liked that certain thing, when it comes back, can come back, and it's fun, and then bring new people. It's very enjoyable thinking about that prospect, and just the shows in general are ones I love and enjoy. So it's an exciting month, but for it coming, I feel like if no one watches these and then doesn't, it's great, because this gives you the behind the scenes plans of why I just kind of talk about why I decided to do anything. But I was for these last couple of days, I was okay, we won't post as much, because also it's not like the catalog's running dry. I got a lot of stuff out there, but I was like, because this is coming up and it's going to be an absolute cluster of like shows and a lot going on, I was like, I'll give myself a little break, a little reprise from editing, because I want to like go into these shows and be like full on, full energy, full strength going towards them. And it's one of those things where it's interesting because other work you do, and like I've done in the past, like waiting supermarkets and stuff, you can kind of like go in not burnt out, but like with not full energy. Like you can do things that, you know, some things don't require, but it's like this when you're in a lull or very relaxed and feeling a bit lazy. You never want to like put that energy out like on for this, like reaction and stuff. Like I always want to be in that like good fun, like you want people to, well, for me, for what I put out. Sorry, this is the biggest tangent. This isn't even what I plan to talk about, but for what I put out, I want it to be fun and energetic, and I want, you know, the thing I enjoy watching people is, you know, you get a bit of escapism, you get, you know, to hang out, you get to enjoy people enjoying something. Like, I love watching someone shit on something. It's so fun watching people hate on stuff, but especially with reactions, I love it when people love stuff passionately. That's something I like and what I want to bring to that. And I feel like when you, like, I know when I don't have that energy, I'm like, well, I don't want to film and not have that, because you want that joy going into something. So I was like, especially with four shows that I really enjoy coming out, I know that's going to be a lot of talking from me going on, that it's like, oh, I want to put I was like, I'll save a bit, I'll you know, make sure my batteries are recharged, so as these start coming out, I can give my all to it. And it's one of those things, it makes sense to anyone, but I just like talking it over. It feels like, as much as this is a fun, like, for you, maybe you get to like go, you know, have a little half an hour to an hour break of your week and listen to me drone on about random stuff. It's like a fun, like, not therapy session, but like my weekly check-in to just like mentally organize. I think it, like the way I structure this, and not that this is how we do it every week, but it's just a fun little, we both get something out of it. But what I was planning to talk about today is, and this sounds strange and weird, but it's not strange and weird, but we're talking about alcohol, and I know that it's been on my mind, and for those who don't drink, very sorry, not sorry, like, you choose what you do. It's just maybe you won't be able to actively think about this discussion. But over the past couple of weeks, I've been like making a couple of cocktails. I've been thinking, like, I've just had friends over like periodically, and, you know, talking to them about, you know, because I like to make a drink every now and then. I wouldn't say I drink much at all. But every now and then I like to have a little drink. I love to make a drink, like learn something new. I think like making a cocktail is very enjoyable. It's a very fun thing to learn how to do, and to make, and just like in the cooking scheme realm, making something and putting something out there, I think is really cool. So I've been making a really nice elderflower cocktail. I don't want to like toot my own horn, but it's very nice. Will I tell you the recipe? Of course. It's not that interesting. I also kind of just found it on Google and then tweaked it a bit. But this is something that I've been drinking that I've been very much enjoying recently. It is 1 shot elderflower cordial, 1 shot of gin, half a shot of maple syrup, and half a shot of lemon juice, shaken, poured over some, I was going to say some rocks, some ice, and then topped up with lime soda water. I think it is delicious. If you do happen to make it, let me know. I've also always thought about doing like make a drink for a show, or like do that and then like drink it while doing it. I've thought about that, and I've thought about doing like, you know, that sort of like movie commentary where you're like, I watched something, I got drunk watching. I thought that would be fun, but God, drunk me is a different person. But if that's a thing that we think might be fun, do let me know. All right, we could just, you know, because we don't want to, do we want to promote it? But I think it could be funny. But when I'm making drinks for people, you're always, you talk about it like with your friends and stuff and family even, and you're kind of like, oh, what do you want to drink, or like, what's your favorite? I've had a good couple of discussions about alcohol recently, and I was like, I need to put it out there. I want and love a tier list. I love thinking about ranking things. It's my favorite thing. I could do it about literally every week. We could do a different topic, and I would happily rank a category, because I got opinions, and I got them strong, and I'm ready to throw them out there. But I Googled, I was like, what are all the spirits? Like, what are they? Or like, what are the liquors? What could I talk about? And Google gave me the fun answer of whiskey, gin, brandy, rum, vodka, tequila, and liqueurs, which liqueurs seems a bit like open-ended, but maybe I am just naive on this subject. And then there's also like beer, wine, cider, the other sorts. But this is no official. I haven't really thought about this. I haven't put the planning in. If we wanted to do ranking every now and then, I could put more planning into it. But it's just because I was thinking about it. We're gonna go through them though, at least the spirits, and talk about them, because I think it's actually a really fun thing. I think it's one of those things that have changed over the time. I love to get to know what people drink with certain things, because I just think I love to know anyone else's taste, what other people doing, other people's opinions on things and how they're different. I think that's one of the most fun things about this, hearing from y'all. We're not going to put this last, but we're just going to put liqueurs, because I feel like that's a very broad you have something, melon liqueur, cherry liqueur. You have a lot of different so they can be on the side. But we're going to put last brandy, because I don't think I ever drink brandy. I don't really know what brandy... I know what it is. Do I know what it's drunken with? No. Do I ever have it? No. To me, I feel like I associate brandy with an older person drink, like fancy older people, but I could be completely wrong. Don't actually know much about it, so therefore it's going last on the list. Second last on the list is rum. Rum, don't think I have... We're going to easily go through these last ones. Rum, does anyone... do I know anything about it besides it is heavily mentioned in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies? No. I'm like, isn't it a pirate's drink? No, I definitely know people who drink rum, but I don't know what you drink it with. Rum, what is... This is just going to show, actually, it's until I have the opinions about them, it's just going to show how absolutely useless I am. Rum, yeah, sorry, you're on your own, you're on the end, you don't have a say. Next we're going with, I'm looking at my list, or just the list of them. Tequila. Tequila is out of the top spirits that I would drink. Out of spirits I have memories drinking, tequila goes at the bottom. I get that people love tequila. I do. And I get people like it on a night out. I get there's various qualities of all of them, and I probably don't drink the highest qualities of any of them. I ain't paying the price. And some people I've talked to go, a tequila shot, so much fun. You do the salt and the lime, and I'm like, yes, but without that is not the tequila. That's, accoutrement. That's accompaniment. That's something else. I was like, if you're not having that, do you actually like it or not? Because that's the real question. And I'm like, no, I do not like it. Also, I feel like the worst hangovers I've had on tequila. Oh, the song is fun. Do. Great stuff. That can stay. Normal tequila can go, the song can stay. But yeah, I don't know what do people drink tequila with? What is tequila used in? Cocktails. What are the main one? A classic margarita? I feel like I also don't like a margarita. Is that a shocking thing to say? I'm sorry, sue me. But also, I don't know, there's something about it. I much prefer the ones that are ahead of it. I don't know if anyone agrees with me. There's a taste. I also like that other spirits kind of taste a bit less. I feel like tequila has a very distinct taste, and I dislike it a lot. Maybe there will be a tequila in the future. Maybe I will mature at one point. Granted, I think I matured out of tequila. I can't do it. We're going to put whiskey or vodka. Sorry. It says whiskey/whiskey because because you can spell it differently. Because I saw the slash and the words just kind of merged into one, I was like, well, I have to put something else there. We're going to put whiskey. Whiskey I do like because you can have like a Jack and Coke, that's whiskey, delicious. A Woodstock, delicious. But other than that, I wouldn't drink it very often. I am trying to think of, I feel like back in when I was really young, I did an awful combo as a kid. As a legal can drink adult, but child adult. And I don't remember if this is accurate or not, but I swear on, after we finished high school, like everyone, I don't know if, what all countries do, but after Australians finish high school, they go on schoolies, which is kind of like you basically do something to celebrate finishing high school, which is really fun, good times. Basically, it's just a lot of partying, a lot of drinking, and probably going somewhere with a bunch of friends. It can be anything really. You just call it that. But when I went, we all went down to the beach, like. Got a house together and, spent a week there and basically just drank too much constantly. But I swear I have a memory, and this is going to sound disgusting if it's true, because I can't accurately, I probably drank too much that week too, that we're not condoning, but it happened. We're also not judging. It's just it's a matter-of-fact statement. I'm just literally, because I keep getting bloody flagged for... the limited AdSense, because apparently everything I say, there's something wrong with it. I'm putting my statements out there. I'm like, I'm not saying anything for or against, it's just statement and fact. I swear I did whiskey and chocolate milk, like a lot. And in my mind, that sounds awful, but in my memory, I remember putting something with chocolate milk and really enjoying it. And I worry for my past self that was the decision that I made and enjoyed. Does that sound absolutely awful? Yes. Am I intrigued to try it again? Yes. Me being like, what am I doing today? When does the liquor store close? Number 2 on my list. And younger Ethan is probably going to hate me for this, because I used to drink this the most. I used to love it. I think it is the drink of the youth. It is a cheaper choice. It is the unmature choice. Vodka. Like, 3 cheers for vodka. Hip hip hooray. Great stuff. Loved it as a kid. Again, kid, I was 18. 18 to 21, vodka was my jam, loved it so much, was the best thing ever, enjoyed it more than anything, but it was one of those things where you're like, I don't know if this is good or it's just cheap. And as I've gotten older, it's great because, it goes in so many things, it can be made in so many cocktails, doesn't have the most taste, can be disguised, but like, it's still, I feel like, looked at as the cheap drink, which I feel bad because vodka has such versatility. And it is also, you can have higher, oh my God, am I convincing myself back on vodka? It has a special place in my heart, but it is still, I still smell vodka and get like, flashbacks to different nights out. I don't think I could drink straight vodka anymore. I think that is a big we're not doing that anymore as a 24-year-old adult. We sell it maybe on a special occasion, but now for our winner, our top tier, our taking the best tier. Can you guess what? No, I told you the list earlier. I wasn't keeping it surprise. It's gin. Gin's the best. In my own humble opinion, I think gin is the best. it has a beautiful taste. I think it goes well in many cocktails. The cocktail I told you the recipe for earlier. Also, if you do happen to have those random ingredients and try it, do let me know how it is. I think it is delicious. But, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Someone else might hate it. But I think gin is delicious. My go-to drink on a night out, if I'm like, everyone has a gin and tonic, I am actually not a fan. But it's not the gin's fault, it's the tonic water. Ooh, tonic water is its own. If I was going to rank waters, tonic water's at the absolute lowest. And I did say in my cocktail earlier, the elderflower one, that I use lime tonic water. Or do I use soda water? I don't think it would matter that much. Either way, it has a beautiful lime flavor, so that kind of masks the absolute metallic taste of tonic water. Maybe it's lime soda water. That makes more sense, actually. Yes, that makes a lot more sense. But on a night out, I always get, and I think it is the best drink, and I don't know if it's very popular or not. It's not anything revolutionary, don't get me wrong, but I don't think as many people would order this as much as they should, and I'm spreading public awareness to tell people for the greater good that this drink is amazing. It's a gin, lemon, lime, and bitters. You just go up to the bar and you ask for a gin, lemon, lime, and bitters, and they will just put a shot of lemon, lime, and bitters They'll put a shot of gin in your lemon, lime, and bitters, and it's delicious. I reckon all gin has a nice citrusy undertone. I think that pairs perfectly. Some would call me a drink expert, but I've never heard anyone complain. I've always been like, get this, and people, my friends will get it, and they'll be like, actually, that wasn't bad. And I was like, right? It's a lemon, lime, and bitters has that nice, citrusiness. It has the bitterness. It's also nice and sweet, and having the gin, I don't know, it's perfect. Gin is the best. Gin is top tier on my alcohol tier list. God knows how this will check out down the line, but for me now, as myself currently, it's the best. And I said what I said. But I don't know if anyone else does this, and I don't know if it's weird to do, but I feel like I have, when I'm thinking about anything in categories like this, when you think alcohol, I always have a mental checklist. I always have a mental tier list. I always know what's my favorite, what ranks where. I feel like I do it with everything. I don't know if that's a strange thing to do, but as soon as I'm thinking about something, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll put it on the, where does that rank? I'm always ranking things. It has to be ranked. It has to be put up against the other things. And then, okay, we can do the subcategory, or the other ones of beer, wine, cider, and mead. Cider at the top, mead second, wine, but only Moscato, then beer. Obviously, by that metric, you can tell I like sweet things. I can't deal with, and then you could go into cider, like apple cider, pear cider. Oh, you can just keep going down the line. But with beer, wine, and cider, we won't exclude mead because it's not actually that it's not as, I wouldn't say, what's the word? It's not offered everywhere. It's not a usual thing. But beer and wine are just, I think I don't know, it seems that as you get older, you like them as more, possibly. But I'm saying that I know a lot of people that love beer and wine, but I just can't do it. Maybe I have an unsophisticated palate. Maybe that's it, but I'm just nah, it is not for me. But cider is delicious. Very nice cold cider on a day. I feel like cider is that perfect. From what I hear people like about wine and beer, I feel like cider is that perfect middle ground. And I don't know, maybe I have a sweet tooth, which I definitely do have, but it's the better one. And the only other thing I had to talk about today, because I didn't have as I was saying at the start, it was one of those weeks. I'm sorry I didn't have more. I feel like last week I was so excited because I had so much to talk about. And this week I was like, oh my God, I don't know. Also, this might be coming out a day earlier or not. I haven't decided yet because I've been meaning to get back to the book club and get back to that. I just have been trying to find the time, and I don't know if I'm planning to bring that back even though we're going into a busy month coming up tomorrow or not, but hopefully it'll start coming out soon. So I don't know where I'm putting this one up, but yeah, I didn't have the busiest week, but my friends came over the other night and we were playing. I bought out the old Wii, the Nintendo Wii, and so much fun playing like your childhood games again. If anyone likes video games, nostalgia is a thing that everyone experiences. It was such a fun time. It was so just like cool getting to go through these things, especially with other people that like have played these things and enjoyed them. It's fun to re-experience that. But my main thing is, and I think everyone can relate to this with just like, not just video games, just TV, things in general, movies. In my mind, when I think about Wii games or Nintendo games, old movies, in my mind, they're so crisp and HD. And it is so funny because like my memories of everything look crystal clear and perfect, and nearly like the way I used to remember it. Like when I was playing and when I was a kid and of that time, it looked so good. And then you go back and you're like, holy shit, this looks awful. I was like, what were we thinking? And I know that's just like how technology progresses, but I was just sitting there. We opened it up for the first time and I was looking at it and I was like, did it always look this bad? Did things back then always look that bad? And if so, how could we not tell? And we are spoiled today because I was looking at this stuff and I was like, oh my God, what's going on? I was like, I could take my glasses off and it would practically be no different. That's how bloody blurry it looks. I was just looking at it, I was thinking, holy God. And then I sat and I said, thank you, universe and smart people who give me the beautiful, crystal clear 1080p things that we get today, even 4K. Not that anything I have runs in 4K, but I'm like, thank you, because we deserved better than what we used to have. And then like, even sometimes when you watch like old movies and you're like, yeah, this looks granulated. Like this looks sandy. This looks really tough. I think it's so funny that like, even when you watch like an older movie and you see technology in it and how when something's new and they talk about how cool it is, it's so hilarious seeing like people be like, oh, like look at this new thing, and to us looking back it's so old and awful, but to them it's, I don't know, time is just crazy. And now I'm going on another side tangent because I've thought of something else. What was I gonna say? I've been watching a lot of when I like edit and do thumbnails and stuff, I usually put on, and let me know if you have watched this show or not, because it is fantastic. I've loved it forever. I've always watched this. It's everyone's surely watched an episode or two. Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares. It is fantastic. I love it so much. I enjoy it. They're all like free on YouTube. So I watch a good amount of it just while I'm doing my things, and it is so fun. But why it was connected to that last one, it was set in like 2000, maybe like 8 to 2012 or something. I think there's more recent ones, but you see them like, I think in one episode they're like, oh, our new POS system. We're giving you all like touch screen, kind of like iPods to like put in orders. And they're like, oh my God, like this is revolutionary. And looking like back on it, I'm like, oh, that iPod or whatever looks so awful. I'm like, they don't even sell iPods anymore. Do they? I don't think they do. I was like, it was just like it's so funny to see like how archaic that is to us, but how like new and revolutionary it is for them. Also, I could talk about Gordon Ramsay Kitchen Nightmares forever. I wanted to tweet like 1,000 things about it, but I never ended up doing it because that's how every time I want to tweet it happens. But I don't nearly cry more to anything more often than I do Gordon Ramsay. God, is that show brilliant and amazing and so cute, and you have such like heart-wrenching stories which really get to me a lot. There's a lot of family stuff which is amazing. Gordon is practically like a family therapist, which is wild. Also, I watched like halfway through and then I go to the comments. Oh my God, more shows need to be on like to have the ability for comments. And I know comments are usually like horrible, but in this sort of show, you can kind of go to the comments and see who everyone hates, because there's usually a villain in these type of shows, but there's I don't know, it's the most comments where you kind of see everyone unify. Everyone's all like on the same opinion, and I love it. It is so fun when, comments are very like wild place and can be very negative, but to see all these people like in these comments usually unified under the same opinion of who like is like the bad problem in the episode and who we like, and everyone's enjoying Gordon and everyone's talking about like exciting to see these. I don't know, it's so much fun. I love reading the comments under Gordon Ramsay. It's just it's the best. I also was like thought about doing reactions to a couple of Gordon Ramsay episodes, but I don't know how that would go. I've seen a couple of people do Super Nanny, which was also really funny to watch, and World's Strictest Parents. Like, they're such a crazy like show, and they're so like dramatized for TV and that like style, and I think it makes brilliant TV, and it's so fun. I don't know, who knows, we could maybe one day down the line. Let me know if you like that show or not, because I'd love to talk about it more, it would be so fun to like watch a couple of clips. I don't know, there's also like the best quotes in that show. Like, Gordon Ramsay himself is a quotable man, but you just have the best and most random moments, and crazy how many people like randomly get in the restaurant industry for like no reason, and people think they're the best and have the craziest ego, and people are like $1 million in debt for like that show. Like, opens up the world. People who think certain things are like clean, like don't know how to run a restaurant. Not that I'm saying but when you see everything's like moldy, I could go. We can't have it here, but if we think about, if anyone wants me to talk about Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares, I'll jot some things down as I'm watching them, because oh my hell, it's crazy. The way people in those restaurants just like and their minds work is unbelievable. It's so funny. If you do yourself a favor, if you have an extra like 30 to 40 minutes and you just want to watch some really dramatized TV that usually has some sort of a really sweet ending, doesn't always, but go watch an episode of Kitchen Nightmares. Amazing. Oh my god, it's so fun. Sorry, now it's all I can think about. And it's also sometimes I reckon I don't think the food looks as bad as it is when Gordon critiques it, but I don't have a good palate like him. But I'm just saying, like, even though I reckon it does look bad and would taste bad, I would still eat it. And that might be a problem. Anywho, we're gotta stop going, or I'm gonna fall down the absolute rabbit hole of Gordon Ramsay Kitchen Nightmares train. But that's all from me today. I hope you enjoyed my alcohol. It was a very kind of food and drink centric episode. But I hope you enjoyed our little alcohol ring. Let me know if you do drink, like, what's your favorite mix? What's your go-tos? I love learning new things, trying new drinks, trying new cocktails. Let me know if you're a big Gordon Ramsay fan or not. I love that. I think he's so, I don't know, he's just so, I very much enjoy a lot of his different shows and seeing them. Let me know if you'd like me to talk about them more, or any of those or like 2000s reality TV shows. We could do a Super Nanny, World's Strictest Parents, Wife Swap, Kitchen Nightmares, Hotel Hell. That's another Gordon Ramsay one, I think. Because I could talk about them for a very long time. Very formative on my childhood years. But yeah, for now, I hope you enjoyed and are having a great day. And I hope to see you in the next one.